Welcome back everyone. So today we are officially 2 weeks out from the first show. It has come around so fast that I can say we're 2 weeks out exactly today. And today we have a refeed again. So the same plan of action as what I was last week on my last video. That was the last refeed. Same plan as what it was the week before. What we have going right now is working really well, where I kind of dig for 6 days. I'll go up, check in with Alan in person on the Friday. He'll assess the physique. He's always very happy. There's always a lot of progress. It always looks better week to week. And then we fill up again on the Saturday. And every time on Saturday morning when I wake up, I hit a new low weigh-in. I've just weighed myself in there and I hit a new low of 74 kilos, which is crazy because to me that is so light. But when I'm looking at the pictures or looking at myself, in the mirror, it doesn't look like I'm 74 at all. Even compared to 2 years ago, the shape is completely different. I'll show you a picture up here of what I looked like on stage and what I looked like 3 weeks out that picture was taken. And you can just see everything has improved that needs to be improved for men's physique. The chest looks better, the arms, the delts have more pop. The lat is kind of popping out a little bit wider. The waist looks smaller, the core looks tighter. You have to remember that's 3 weeks out and taken in very natural lighting. That was just after a pump, compared to being on stage, show day, having a full peak week behind me. So it's completely different, I have the stage lighting there to, make you look better and professional pictures. So if I'm looking like that 3 weeks out in natural lighting, I cannot wait to get on stage, having a full peak week. I have an extra 2 weeks now to improve what I already have. So very fucking excited for it. So yeah, jumped on the scales, 74 kg, but that always seems to be the case where I get a new low on a Saturday, fill up. So I'll fill up today, Saturday. Tomorrow the weight will jump up a little bit. Then it'll start to come back down on the Sunday, down on the Monday, and normally by the Tuesday, I have a new low weigh-in. So the refeeds have been working really well, where it jumps up and then it just seems to drop back down very fast, and I'm getting in better condition every single time that's happening. The refeed isn't slowing things down. If anything, it's pushing it along, pushing the condition along even further. It's increasing the training performance, mood, energy, stress is low. So yeah, all is good, man. So we're going to do our cardio. Not going to show you, as you've seen it a million times now, me just on the bike, no top on, and then showing that there's 45 minutes done. We're going to just do the cardio. And once that is done, then we can have our first meal, which I will show you. I obviously done the refeed video last week, but I'll just show you all the meals again, and I will take you through the session I'm going to do today on a refeed, go through some posing and just do a kind of prep update and physique update at 2 weeks out. So I will catch you when it is time for meal one. Okay, we are showered, dressed, and we are ready for meal one, which is going to be the exact same as what I was last time on the refeed on the previous video, but I'm just going to show you again so you'll see there. If it zooms in. Okay, there we go. So meal one, you have 150 grams of oats. We have 100 grams of frozen mixed berries. I just use the raspberries, 30 grams of whey protein, and then 100 grams of banana. So that is going to be meal one. I'm going to show you how I make that in a second. Before my first meal, I'll take 3 caps of Glycomax, which is from Strom Sports. It's basically just a GDA, so a glucose disposal agent. Basically helps to partition carbs. So if you're taking in a large amount of carbs off-season refeed, this is just going to help make sure they go to the right place, because without this, if you're taking a lot of carbs in, your blood glucose levels could elevate and they might not come back down. And if you're in an elevated state, you're not going to utilize the carbs correctly. So we're using this to just make sure that the carbs are utilized correctly. I will use this with my pre-workout meal, with my post-workout meal, and then before bed as well. I'll also use 1,000 milligrams of metformin before bed, which is a similar thing. It's just going to help the blood sugars reduce overnight so that they're in a lower state when I wake up in the morning. You don't want to be waking up first thing in the morning with your blood glucose levels elevated, because then your body is not ready to partition carbs. So if that's the case, what you can do is faster cardio, go get some steps, get active, get moving, and that will help them actually come down. We're also going to use a slow acting insulin. So Lantus, I only use this on refeed days, just 10 IUs. And again, that's just going to help me use carbs correctly and keep blood sugar in a good state so that we're responsive to the food. We're not just taking in a stupid amount of carbs and me not using them essentially, and then just being stored as body fat, which look, in a prep phase, it's not going to happen. But if you're in a surplus and you're taking in a lot of carbs and you've shit blood glucose levels, more than likely you're not sensitive to it and you're just going to store it as fat and get fat. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to take all that now and then make meal one. Okay, so 150 grams of oats is in. We're going to go 4:1 ratio. So we're going to do 600 mils of water. I just boil it straight from the kettle. Into the vessel it goes, so 600. Boom, that'll do, 597. Stir around, make sure they're all covered and soaked. We're going to be eating with a big spoon today as well. Normally I eat with a little spoon on prep just so it takes a bit longer, but we don't need to worry about that today. And like I showed you in the last video, once it's all in, then just throw something on top just to cover it. Let it steam and let it cook. Okay, that should be just about ready now, all soaked up. That will do. Right, now we're going to add our whey protein in. Okay, so whey protein I'm using is the Perform one, same as in the last video, except have a different flavor this time. So I was using caramel biscuit, which is like the Lotus Biscoff, but now we have the cereal milk flavor. So fortunately enough, the gym I train in, Extreme, have actually sponsored me for, you know, the rest of this prep, and they give me a few, you know, little perks, and one of them was a free tub of Perform whey. They didn't have the caramel biscuit in stock, so cereal milk was available, so I said I'd give it a go, and I must say it does slap very hard in oats. First tried it and I was kind of thinking, you know, it's a solid 8 out of 10. But the more I'm using it, it's really starting to grow on me. It's kind of like a neutral sweet flavor. Like it's a solid flavor. So I'm going to bump it up to an 8.5 out of 10. It could grow to a 9 out of 10 by the end of this prep. But yeah, would really, really recommend the cereal milk. Big shout out to Extreme for helping me out on the prep as well. They also have a pre-workout there for me, one of my favorite ones, the Winter Soldier one. So I'm going to grab that once I go into day. It's there. I was just waiting for it to come in. Unbelievable. So it's a pump product. There's no stimulants in it. I found the stimulants in prep along with other things like Clen. It was just making me real anxious, and there was a couple of times I got sick after training, or like at the end of the session I just was feeling disorientated, like not like, I don't know, I didn't feel clear in my head and was getting sick, so I just stopped taking the pre-workout. I was using the Train by JP Do Not Fucking Miss, and don't rate it at all, did not like it. So just use pump products. I don't feel like I need stimulants either, like I'm not low on energy or I don't need it for the workout, so a pump product is absolutely perfect for me. So we will grab that when we go into Extreme. We're going to add in the protein, all the toppings now, and I'll just show you the finished product. And there we have it. That is heaven in a bowl. So we have 30 grams of whey protein mixed all in there, 100 grams of frozen raspberries, which we finally managed to get our hands on, 100 grams of banana. Just put some pink salt on top for it. You can just see it on the raspberries there. And then we are going to add this on top. So Calofit salty caramel, but just a low calorie syrup. And we're just going to throw that over the top to complete this bowl of perfection. And there we have meal one in all its glory. Big ass bowl of oats. Okay, time to tuck in, leave it digest, and then we will catch back up in the gym. Okay, so we're in for a little bit of an upper body pump here. So normally I actually train pull and hams on a Saturday, but don't get the best pump doing pull and hams. So we're going to do a little bit of a delts, arms, push session and get a really good pump, because I want to get some good photos today, 2 weeks out with a refeed in. I want to kind of replicate what it might look like on stage. So we're going to run through this session. I'm going to keep things relatively light. Did take 2 scoops of the Winter Soldier pump. It's kindly sponsored by Extreme. Thank you very much to the boys in Extreme for that. But yeah, double scoop that, good pump. A lot of carbs in, so I'm expecting to see some good things at the end of this session. So we're going to start off with a single arm cuff lateral raise, just to get blood into the delts, get a little bit of pump before we go into our first press and movement. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 to 15 here. Okay, so that's the first set done. You can see there, I'm not really hitting actual failure. There's still reps in reserve. So as I progress onto the second set and third set, I kind of like to get a little bit closer to failure. So I'm going to go up a plate for the second set,
gauge off that if I'm failing between the 10 to 15. If I'm in between there, I'll hold it for the third set, and then more than likely we'll be hitting failure then on that third set. The first one, I kind of like to just get warm, get a feel, get a good connection, good mind muscle connection, and then progress it on towards the second and third set. Okay, so on to our first big movement. We're going to do the hammer strength incline press here. So I'm after warming up. I just warmed up with 1 plate, 2 plates, 15 kg, and then I'm after adding a 10 kg on now for the top set. So we're working with 3 plates and a 5 kg aside. So should be able to get anywhere from 8 to 10 reps with this. I'm not trying to just throw the weight around though. I'm really thinking about, you know, controlling back. And then when I drive, squeezing, trying to think of driving my bicep up across my pec and make sure we're activating those upper fibers. Right, so onto a low incline Smith machine press here. As you can see, I have it banded, so reverse banded. I actually put this video up. This was one of my first ones when I came back here and someone asked me, you know, what's the idea of the band? So basically, you're trying to match the strength profile of, you know, your chest press, where you're weakest at the bottom. It's when you're in a most vulnerable position, the least safe position, and you get stronger as you start to press up and the triceps start to kick in. So you're weakest at the bottom, you're strongest at the top. And this is to match that. So it's actually to make it lighter at the bottom when you're weaker. And then as the band starts to pull up and the weight starts to come off the band, you're obviously applying more weight as you're pressing up. So you're applying more weight as you get stronger. So don't try to think of it as making it easier, as you can actually use this to make the lift harder, to properly overload so you can make the weight heavier where you're strongest. So that's essentially what it's going to do. It's very handy in prep as well. Just keep things safe. Like I said, you're weakest down here. It's going to take a lot of tension, a lot of pressure off the shoulder joint, keep things safe. And I just feel like you can control it a lot better. The band is going to help control the, you know, deceleration coming down, so you're not having, you know, all the weight coming down on top of you. It's slowly getting lighter as it comes down and slowly getting heavier as you press up. So that's the idea of the band. Okay, so just 1 rep there, just to test the water, see what it feels like. We're going to work with 2 plates here. This hammer strength Smith machine is a little bit heavier than the other one inside. I think it's Spirit is the brand, it's a lot lighter. So we're just going to keep it 2 plates. Like I said before, we're trying to drive stimulus here, not fatigue. So I'm not trying to throw a load of weight around and, you know, not have control over it. I want full control through this to actually feel my chest working. So we're going to stick here with 2 plates. Right, okay, so we're on to the MTS shoulder press machine now. Really like this shoulder press, much prefer it compared to the hammer strength plate loaded version, where it's at a weird angle. Like we lift quite heavy on it. The angle is just, it's a really weird one. Your shoulder's nearly back in a weird position. Much prefer this one. I think it's a lot smoother as well. So we're going to full stack this, see how many reps we can get out of it. We should get a minimum of 8, but let's see how it goes. We'll take that, almost 14. Okay, so this is going to be the last kind of big press movement, and then we're just onto isolations, a lateral, a tricep, a bicep, and we're done. So we're going to do assistance dips here. We're just going to go 1 set to failure, slow eccentric, control again. I'm using about half my body weight here to, assist me. Any heavier, you're not really getting too much out of it. Any lighter, I might as well just be doing regular body weight dips. So I kind of want to get a higher rep range on this, using the assistance just to help with control, almost like the reverse band, help with my deceleration, my eccentric on the way down, just so I can get a little bit more out of it as I'm more fatigued now. I think this is 5th exercise in, 3 heavier presses before this, so just to get more control out of this. Right, so onto our lateral movement of choice. We're going to do the hammer strength lateral raise machine here, something that's, again, a bit more controlled, safer compared to like a dumbbell lateral raise. I'm going to go light here, but take it really slow through the tempo. So up slow, squeeze, down very slow. Delts are quite fatigued now, feeling tired. So again, not throwing weight around, not just trying to move weight, just stimulus over fatigue. That is the main thing, especially towards the end of prep. You just want to just concentrate a lot on what you're doing and not just the numbers you're putting up. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Okay, just going to finish off with some dual cable bicep curls facing in. So we're working it in the shortened range. If we're facing out, we'll be working it in the lengthened range. So I'm getting most of the tension up here, just on a warm-up set there, and I can actually feel a pump. I can feel a contraction in my bicep, like it feels tight at the moment. And that's the first time I felt that in a very, very long time. When you're in prep, when you're depleted, you're dieting down, you just can't feel a thing, man. You're going through the motions and just hoping for the best, just getting the work done. So it's nice to actually do it and feel what you're doing and know it's working. It's a fantastic feeling. So yeah, let's get this done and finish it off. Fuck. Ooh, felt good. Okay, that is our pump push session wrapped up. Just finished doing a little bit of posing there, recorded it on the iPhone, just so I can get a good picture for the gram, maybe get a reel out of it, but I'll run through it now. It's just so YouTube, you don't feel left out. So I'll just run through my pose routine. Look, it's quite good at the moment. It's quite dry, almost like grainy, see-through, translucent skin, that kind of a look. So very, very happy with the look. So run through the pose and hopefully it comes out all right on this. And there we have it. Job done, session done, posing done. I'm sweating from the posing. As you can probably see, I'm glistening here. But we're going to go down. We still have 35 minutes to do on the Stairmaster. Cardio is still in at 2 weeks out. I reckon it'll get pulled probably 1 week out from the show. So still a few more sessions to go, but not many. So we keep grinding away until we're told to pull it, and then hopefully see some fatigue actually start to drop off from the body. I've been relatively fresh up till now, but today I'm actually feeling my hamstrings and adductors are actually kind of cramping a little bit. I always notice on the bike first thing in the morning, and I'll feel it now after the Stairmaster. So what can you do? We're just going to get it done, and then we have 200 grams of oats to look forward to when we go home. So let's get this Stairmaster done, get out of here. Okay, we are back home from the gym. Body is fairly sore, tired. It's a rest day tomorrow, and we have a refeed today. So really looking forward to it, and hoping I'm going to be a bit more re-energized and freshened up by the time the next session comes around on Monday. But we're having our post-workout now. This is meal number 2, similar to the first meal, but we have 200 grams of oats instead of 150 grams, 30 grams of whey protein mixed in again, and then 100 grams of raspberries only, so no banana in this one. So really big meal. This was the toughest meal on the last refeed that I found to actually get through. 200 grams of oats is a lot. Really is. So we'll get through it. I got through it last time. I remember getting to, I'd say there was like 50 grams left, and just thinking, man, I'm so full. But then also, how often do these refeeds come around? So just get it in, and it does go down quite quickly. It digests quite quick. I might be full at the time, but then it just, in half an hour to an hour, I'm starving and ready for the next meal, which, you know, you should be on your refeed. Your appetite should be firing, your digestion should be in a very good spot. So you shouldn't be shoveling in like a load of food and, you know, feeling bloated and really shitty for the day and farting and stuff like that. More than likely you're doing that. You're utilizing shit food on a refeed. This is food that's, you know, always in my plan. I know it digests well, so it's just higher amounts of it. So yeah, just going to wait for this to cook. I'll just show you it when it's done. I'm not going to show you me making it as you've seen it with the first one. I'll show you the big bowl of oats when it's here and it's all ready. Oh, and here we go. Oh, look at the fucking size of that. Look at the fucking size of them. 100 grams of raspberries, 30 grams of whey protein mixed in, 200 grams of oats, and a little bit of salt on top, which really elevates the taste. Love salt and oats, man. Really like that. So yeah, we are going to tuck into this, and I suppose we'll check back in then for meal 3. Okay, so here we are for meal number 3, or at least the first half of it, which is 5 bagel thins. I don't even know how I fit these on the plate. I'm just going to open them up and just eat them like that. You can see there's Lion Light Mayo and Sriracha on each one, but just to fit them on the plate, I just have them like that. I like to half them and eat them, so it takes me a little bit longer to eat as I'm so fucking hungry. And then the second part of the meal is just 3 eggs and 150 gram of egg whites, which once this is done, I'm going to do it in the microwave because I want to eat the bagels first. I don't want the eggs to be sitting there getting all cold and then shit by the time I eat them. So we're going to eat the bagels first, and then we are going to make up the eggs. And don't come at me for making them in the microwave. I like them in the microwave. I time it well. They don't get burnt. They don't get overcooked. If you time it well, I think it's like fucking cream of rice, where as you get close to the consistency, you just, you know, you take it out and then it's smaller intervals, whisk, until you have that consistency. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, paprika on top, and you're ready to go. So we're gonna get this down, eat the eggs, and then we will be back for meal 4. Okay, meal number 4, and wait until you see this. Oh, Anthony is in. Oh, off the post! Fuck. Oh, United 1-0 down. This is absolutely awful. Anyway, meal 4. Look at that. Oh, so that is 120 grams of chicken, 150 grams of rice, and then I just have my veg, which is lettuce, spring onion, red onion, Lion Light Mayo, and Sriracha on top. So you'll see, anytime I'm doing these meals, I always use the same amount of veg and the same type of veg. And for me, it's just lettuce, spring onion, red onion. That's it. I don't really fuck with anything else. So I just use a consistent amount every single time. And that is it. And that looks like an absolute whopper of a meal. Just feast your eyes on that. Magical. Absolutely magical. Right, so we're just going to tuck into this, and I guess we will just check back with meal 5. Okay, so we're just about ready for the last meal of the day, the last meal of the refeed, and it is back to digging again tomorrow. Man, I am absolutely starving today, and I was just thinking, like, I'm this hungry on 3,800 calories today. I don't know how I'm getting by on the 2,500 calories, because I don't feel like I'm any more hungry. Like, I think it's just that gap in between meals where you're waiting for your next meal. That's when you kind of feel it, when you're bored and you're not really doing anything and you're waiting for the next meal. But we just finished watching Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, my favorite one, then probably Prisoner of Azkaban, Philosopher's Stone. I like the early ones because nostalgic, as you know, being a kid and all that. But we are just cooking up the last meal. I'm going to show you, it's the exact same as the previous meal, but we have potatoes instead of rice. And check that out. That is 600 grams of potatoes. A lot of seasoning, like that is filling up the air fryer tray. So there's a lot of volume in there. Pro tip, it's not a pro tip, it's probably just common knowledge, but if you are dieting, potatoes, very, very good source to help keep you full. Like what you get in 100 grams of rice, you get in 400 grams of potatoes. So there's obviously, you know, technically 4 times more. Calories are the same, but it's just, it bulks up quite a bit. I like to chop them up, cube them up into the air fryer, and it just bulks the plate up a lot. And if you throw some veg in there, you know, I'm gonna make a big bowl now with the chicken and the potatoes, and it's gonna be unbelievable. And I actually forgot to show you the seasoning that I use with the chicken, because it's changed since last time, as I was using the southern fried seasoning, which was so good because it was crispy. It was like a southern fried chicken fillet, but it was just a special bite in Aldi. So it's gone, unfortunately. I feel like I let people know, and then everyone went in and got it, because the other flavors, there was like a Carolina barbecue and something else was there. They're still all there, they're still in stock, but the southern fried ones is fucking gone, man. So we are just using this one now, this Chinese style seasoning, and I just cut up the chicken now and just put it onto the pan. Chinese style seasoning, bit of salt and pepper and all that stuff, and then just throw it in the bowl, and it is, you know, very, very nice as well. Okay, here we go, everybody. The final meal. Look at that. So that is, like I said, same as meal 4, but just 600 grams of potatoes. That's under all the veg, chicken and lettuce to coat the bottom. So it's a big ass bowl. There's, you can see all the shit going on there. So I'm going to tuck into this, and I'm actually going to wrap things up tomorrow. So I'll weigh in tomorrow, show you how much weight I actually went up. So I have 74 kilos this morning. We will see what we will be tomorrow morning. I think it'll be about 76, so about another 2 kg jump. And then we'll check back in, because my brain is just brain fog, and like I'm stuttering and I'm like mumbling over my words. So hopefully it'll be a little bit fresher tomorrow, and then we can kind of, you know, recap and then close out the video then. So I'm going to eat this 9 o'clock now, go to bed about 11, up tomorrow about 7, fasted cardio, and then we will catch up. Okay, what is good, everyone? So it is the next day, Sunday. We are now 13 days out. The good days are over. The refeed is done. I actually thought coming into this week that I was going to be doing a 2-day refeed. I thought Alan had said, right, we'll refeed Saturday, 3 more days, 2-day refeed, and then, you know, you're into peak week then after that. But I obviously misheard, and I just double checked with him to be like, hey, are we doing a 2-day refeed this week? After I sent him over my photos, and he was like, no bro, that is peak week. So from now up until peak week, we are just digging. So the good days really are over. Not gonna lie, hurt a little bit when I heard that. I was like, oh, I only have a few more days and, you know, I get the refeed again. And definitely struggling today. Today was probably the hardest day on prep. My energy was really low, legs really tired. I think I said it yesterday, like my hamstrings and adductors were sore. Had to do the 60 minutes fasted cardio this morning because it's a rest day, and really just feeling my legs heavy even coming up and down the stairs. To be fair, to get this far into prep, 15 weeks to only really be feeling now, like I can't really complain. My energy has been so good so far. I haven't had any aches, any issues with fatigue. So to be only getting it now, I will 100% accept that, because from next week, I believe, so we're 13 days out now, from about 6 days out, I'm pretty sure cardio will be pulled, and obviously we'll be, you know, coming into peak week, and things will just be getting easier. We'll start to pull a few things, and that will help to release a bit of fatigue, or relieve a bit of fatigue. So we just have to get through it. So mentally a little bit tough to take, but look, we're nearly there. But anyway, had to check in today just to send over, you know, what the look was post refeed, just so we have, you know, that data, something to compare to, be like, okay, this was the weight starting. So I was 74 kg starting to refeed, went up to 75.5 this morning. So a 1.5 kg jump, which is, you know, quite nice. Last time it was 2 kg, this time it was only 1.5. So again, we're just collecting data, but the look was the best look in the AM after any of the refeeds. I'll put up photos here. So you can actually see this is what I looked like this morning, and I will also put up a picture of what I looked like the previous refeed, which is my last video that I put up of a refeed, what I looked like after that. And you can see the difference. That's only 1 week in a difference. There's 1.6 kg in the difference there. So the one last week I was 77.1, this morning I was 75.5, and you can see it's just much sharper, tighter, crispier, all the buzzwords. It's just a lot grainier. You can see a lot more like what is happening under the skin, which is exactly what you want. So a successful refeed. I've never woken up from a refeed and looked worse, looked like I'm retaining water or bloated from all the food, which is absolutely fantastic. So the 1 day of 650 carbs seems to be, working quite well for me. So I'm going to wrap the video up here. I think that is it. Like I said, we're only 13 days out now. We really realistically have 6 or 7 more days of digging. From the following week, we will be refeeding carbon up, I suppose, for the show, peak week on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe. So I think we will run the 650 carbs both days. Thursday then we're flying, we're back to baseline, which is what I'm doing now. Friday, day before the show, I'm imagining will be the same. And then Saturday, day of the show, will just be kind of feeding, meals and assessing as we go, whether I need more or whether I need less. So it'll be very handy having Alan over there with me. He's staying close to where I'm staying. So, we can do a lot of in-person check-ins when needed and just, assess the look in person, which again is going to be, invaluable to making sure I come in my best on show day. So I'm really fucking looking forward to it, man. I'm so excited. Energy really took a dip this morning, but it's starting to come back up now. It's like 4:30 now, I believe. I've been putting off doing this video because energy was just fucking dipped. I turned it off last night because I had that brain fog. I couldn't even talk, and I was probably even worse this morning, but I had a little lie down. I have 3 meals and now I'm just after finishing a meal, so I have a bit more energy and a bit more pep to my step, so that's why I can put a bit of energy into this video and close it out correctly, because I don't want to be giving you guys fuck all energy. So next video, I don't know when it's going to be. We might get one out by next week. I might wait till peak week. I think I'll probably get one out next week at 1 week out, just so keep the videos coming. What I do like is recording the videos. It gives me something to do, especially the editing. I can put time into editing, and that keeps me busy, keeps me forgetting about my next meal. It really puts it off. So that's why I was doing 2 this week. I was doing it on my rest day, so it helped me push the meals off. So you guys are getting more videos because it's helping me forget about the hunger. So we'll probably do one next week, this week coming, and then the next one will be peak week, and then show day vlog, traveling, all that. So not long left until we're on stage and we have the show day vlog ready to go. But we'll wrap it up here. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following the journey so far. Not long left to go. If you did like the video, if you like what you're seeing so far, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next one at 1 week out.